This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
This still goes through my head all like 24/7. The image of the little baby's foot pressing against the Walmart bag.
I don't know. I try not to judge, but there's way better ways of handling not being able to take care of a baby.
Tonight, a newborn baby found in a plastic bag Tuesday afternoon in Seymour is alive and doing well.
And we first told you about this last night on the news at 11.
And today, the family who found her share with us the story of their shocking discovery. Hidden beneath the trees in a quiet Seymour neighborhood, Jesse Milligan shows us where he picked up a baby just hours old with no mother in sight.
There's a little bag over there, and I see a little footprint pop out. I pick it up and I untie it, and there's a little blanket covering its face. I pull it out. I'm holding this baby in a plastic bag just back there.
An unusual sight to find in this neighborhood, or really anywhere.
Something I never thought I'd see in my life. So it's like really hard to believe someone just tied a baby up and left it outside. That baby more than likely would have froze to death. It was cold out.
It was Jesse's mom, Angela Butler, who found the baby while walking her dog. In disbelief, she says she went to grab her son and her phone to call 911 to get the baby help.
I told my boys, I said, go with me to make sure that I'm seeing what I'm seeing. And we picked it. I had Jesse pick it up, and sure enough, it was a little newborn baby wrapped up in a blanket. The blanket was covered his face and tied up in a Walmart, double knotted, tied up in a Walmart bag.
Left alone and crying, Angela says just wrapping the baby in their arms while waiting for emergency crews to come provided some comfort to the new little life left to be found by a stranger.
It was crying before we picked her up. And after we picked her up, she quit crying immediately.
For this mother, it was a heartbreaking realization of what she just happened to stumble upon.
It's sad knowing that the mother just dumped it off like it was a piece of trash. I don't see how anybody could do that to a child. Why didn't they do that? Instead of just putting it in the woods, just left it to die.
Although it was by chance Angela came across this baby, she and her family are left knowing they were able to change that baby's future.
It made me feel like I saved a life today. That baby's got a fighting chance to grow up and just to have a life.
And today, Seymour police announced they identified and made contact with a person they wanted to speak to in connection with this case, but we are still waiting on an official update on that investigation.
And we do want to say this is a reminder that if parents or guardians are ever feeling overwhelmed, there are safe options to surrender your baby. Safe Haven Baby Box is being one there.
Yes, and so those are options, but the woman we talked to, Angela, was saying that she's so thankful she was happening to walk the dog because the dog is what spotted that baby, too, in the bag and alerted her to that. So an interesting point there.
Right.
So just keep an eye on your surroundings, and you never know what you might find.
We're glad they were alert.
And we're able to save that baby's life.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Now to another developing story that we're following tonight. 3 firefighters are hurt. 1 person is missing after a large fire at an apartment complex in Lawrence. Crews were called to the complex near 42nd Street and Post Road around 8 o'clock this evening. We are working to learn the extent of their injuries. RTV6 will bring you updates as we learn new details.
It's been a month and a half since Indigo's Red Line opened, and already residents are talking about the Blue Line, even though it's still 3 years away. With the Blue Line still in the planning stages, it's easy for misinformation to get mixed in with genuine questions. RTV6's Cameron Riddle was at a community meeting on the west side where residents were able to voice their concerns.
The Blue Line transit system will eventually stretch across Indianapolis using Washington Street, but that's still 3 years away, and that is leaving plenty of time for discussion between the city and residents to talk about what the Blue Line is and what it's not.
Thank you all so much for showing up.
At a packed community meeting tonight, West Side residents expressed their concerns about seeing Washington Street transformed into a road with a bus lane in the center and a single lane for cars stretching from Cumberland Road on the east side to the airport on the west. Brandon Evans from Indigo says that's not exactly the design.
Yeah, there's different segments along the Blue Line. It is a very large project, right? It runs almost county line to county line on Washington. Washington Street, and so there's different sections of it. Part of those sections do have dedicated lanes.
The Blue Line comes in a 5-part plan, with each segment needing its own unique design. But there are parts of Washington Street that are currently slated to be rebuilt, with 1 lane for cars and 1 lane for buses in each direction, including on parts of West Washington, where business owners are concerned.
I think the biggest thing that people are concerned about is that we have always had shared lanes with the bus, and it has always worked great. Whenever you hear that you're going to lose a lane of traffic in each direction, that is going to cause traffic congestion. There's no doubt about it, and according to Indigo's own report, that's what it states.
Indigo says while the Blue Line is coming, they are still taking notes and listening to resident concerns, hoping to improve the plan while bringing more transit options to Indianapolis.
It's actually super exciting to see a community like this so engaged in what's going on, and so it was great to hear directly from residents and property owners and business owners along this West Washington corridor tonight. And we took lots of notes, and we're taking that down, and that'll go into the planning.
Working for you on the west side, Cameron Riddle, RTV6.
Cameron, thanks. And construction on the Blue Line is set to begin in 2023 after construction of the Purple Line starts in 2021.
Now to the forecast. Here's a live look from our tower camera outside. A current look at current temperatures as well. Kevin joining us now. We're transitioning from chilly to cold.
Cold by morning, certainly. Let's talk about some changes for tomorrow, though. Not as windy. That's an easy accomplishment. We had wind gusts at 34 miles per hour today. Some sunshine back into the picture. Temperatures slightly warmer. We won't call it warm. Upper 50s is what we're looking at. The west wind still 15 miles per hour, but notice how as you get to the western portion of the state, the wind is a little calmer. That trend should continue tonight. During the day tomorrow, we'll recover from the upper 30s. 47 in Indy right now. Lafayette, you're about ready to lead the way into the 30s. This is what we wake up to. Dry conditions. We'll call it breezy, not windy. Temperatures upper 30s to lower 40s.
Metro Police want to know if you recognize this car. Investigators say it's stolen and connected to a double homicide on the south side. We've been following the case since last week after someone shot 2 people outside Southport Crossing Apartments. The car is described as a 2004 Monte Carlo cherry red with 2 doors, license plate number 485 RIV. If you see it, call 911.
A high-profile trial in Fulton County is expected to continue tomorrow and possibly go to the jury by Friday. Alyssa Shepard faces several charges in a crash that killed 3 siblings at their bus stop in Rochester. It happened almost 1 year ago. 7 witnesses took the stand today, including the mother of the victims. She testified about the moment she saw her 2 sons lying in the road and her daughter in a ditch. Defense attorneys did not question her.
One of the biggest high schools in Indiana does not have sidewalks in front of it. Now parents are making a push to change that.
Someone's going to be killed. On 10th Street specifically, there are several apartment complexes where students, children, families cross directly across the street jaywalking, which isn't ideal, but just trying to get to groceries or convenience stores. And we have the same issue here on Girls School Road where people are crossing where they can, as safely as they can, but it's a big risk.
Jennifer Witt lives across from Ben Davis High School. There are no sidewalks along Girls School Road right in front of the school. She is trying to raise awareness about the dangers of walking in that area. Working for you, RTV6 took the issue to the counselor, Jared Evans, who has successfully led other sidewalk projects.
One of the things that we are looking at doing is a Girls School Road project, and that's a reconstruction and adding a sidewalk. Currently, that is projected to go from Perimeter Road to Rockville Road. However, State Representative Carly Macer and I are both working with the city to extend that further up to 10th Street.
We also talked to the Department of Public Works. DPW says it shares the community's concerns, and Girls School from 10th to 21st Streets is already identified as needing a sidewalk, but right now the city does not have the funding.
A proposal to expand a metal trading facility in Madison County will be discussed next week. Working for you, some people who are worried about the plan's impact on their health and safety reached out to RTV6. Leaders with the company Nuco say the new facility in Ingalls will allow them to melt, recycle, and repurpose aluminum. They say the impact to the environment will be minimal, but some neighbors are not so sure.
If it is dangerous, say so and tell us how they're going to guard against stuff like that. Don't act like it's not there.
So my kids play right here on the trampoline. and the building's supposed to literally go out there maybe like 500 feet.
NewCo released a statement saying it is committed to environmental safety and security. The Ingalls Board of Zoning Appeals will meet on Monday to talk about the proposal. If you have safety concerns in your community and feel like you have nowhere else to turn, contact us at workingforyou@rtv6.com.
General Motors workers will likely stay on the picket lines for at least 2 more days, but an end to the United Auto Workers strike is in sight. Bargainers for the UAW and GM reached a tentative contract deal today. The month-long strike has shut down factories across the country, including several in Indiana. Details surrounding the deal have not been released. 2 union committees still need to vote on it. Then it needs approval from members.
Indiana's Attorney General is trying to block 2 women from testifying about previous sexual misconduct allegations at a hearing related to claims that he drunkenly groped 4 women at an Indianapolis bar last year. The state's attorney disciplinary commission wants the women to testify about Hill's alleged actions when he was the Elkhart County prosecutor. Hill's lawyers argue that testimony about unrelated events should not be allowed in a professional misconduct hearing. Next week's hearing could lead to Hill being reprimanded or even disbarred.
A facility that serves women in need is now also helping feed the community. The David Nolan Pantry of Hope held a ribbon-cutting ceremony today. It's on the campus of Hope Center Indy on Brookville Road on the far southeast side. The pantry will be open the 3rd Monday of every month from 5 o'clock p.m. to 7 o'clock p.m. You can also set up an appointment by emailing pantryofhope@hopecenterindy.org.
A man who travels around the country leading open but difficult conversations makes a stop in Indianapolis. Hear his message next.
And if you're looking for a seasonal job but don't want to work retail, a behind-the-scenes industry is also hiring Hoosiers over the holidays.
Drive at Honda of Fishers.
This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
If we can put our history in proper context, then we can go forward the right way.
Carlin Charleston is on a 100-city tour across America, helping communities talk about racism with the hope of making it a thing of the past.
Tonight, he made a stop in Indianapolis in partnership with Amplify Indy, a group committed to giving people the space to talk about tough topics to better the community.
RTV6's Cornelius Hawker was there for the discussion and shares this story.
Wednesday night's conversation about racism in America started off with people singing and dancing, a way to break the ice for what was to come after.
I think the key is that we can have authentic conversations when we identify what that really is.
Carlin Charleston helped lead this discussion. He's the founder of Erase Race. I had the chance to talk to him before the event about what he hoped to accomplish by traveling all over the country and having these open conversations.
We believe that if we can build ethics, if we can really strengthen the character of people, then the importance and significance of color will fade.
That is something Amplify Indy hopes for as well.
We want to focus more on being united instead of so divisive. Everything right now in our culture is divisive. We know that that's not going to help us in any way, shape, or form.
To help the community, Harrison says he and everyone else behind Amplify Indy do this.
Find ways to bring the community together and create a safe space where people can just come, fellowship, make things happen.
And while this particular conversation was about racism, Harrison says they tackle other tough topics and want people from all backgrounds to get involved.
We've done homelessness, we've done domestic abuse, we've done the Empowered Women of Indy, and we want to keep that flow going.
Now, if you weren't able to come out to this conversation about racism in America, Carlin with Erase Race says that you too can have conversations about race and other topics in your community. You just have to go into those conversations with the mindset that you want to learn something. Working for you in downtown Indianapolis, Cornelius Hawker, RTV6.
Tomorrow, you can pay your respects to an Indiana State Trooper who died in the line of duty. Visitation for Trooper Peter Stephen will be held from 2 to 8 at Crossroads Community Church in Kokomo. The funeral service is Friday at 11 at the same church. Investigators say Trooper Stephen was driving to assist another trooper when his car went off Old State Road 25 and crashed Friday night. A memorial fund is set up for his family. You can learn more by going to the RTV6 app and clicking on this story.
A project that will bring more summer concerts to downtown Indianapolis is taking a big step forward. Today, White River State Park broke ground on a permanent venue, including a stage, seating, restrooms, and other amenities. The change is expected to attract more artists because some won't play in temporary venues. Construction is set to finish in June of next year, just in time for summer concert season.
Loving that idea.
You thinking of some artists?
Whoever wants to come. Who would be the first one?
Yeah, well, that's nice. White River Park's a great area.
Yeah.
Okay, temperature changes on the way, and I'm going to kind of skip tomorrow for a second. We'll come back.
Taylor Swift, you say, Amanda?
Amanda wants Taylor Swift every night, every night, every venue.
Thanks for calling me out, guys.
All right. Early next week, there'll be a strong storm system that winds up to our west and northwest. That will set the stage for thunderstorms. A few of these could be severe. It's too early exactly to talk about the strength of the storms out ahead of this cold front. It'll come down to timing, but I point that out. Temperatures will be into the 70s as we get to early next week. Then once we cool down, which will be Tuesday and Wednesday, indications are for the remainder of October, temperatures may trend below average. That's down the road a bit. Temperatures are falling now, headed to the 30s, 42 in Lafayette, 5 degrees warmer in Indy. Overall, remember last night at this time, we were waiting for the last of the showers and isolated thunderstorms to move out. We've been dry today, even though it looked like rain at times with all that cloud cover. Temperatures in the morning, upper 30s. That's the way we get it started. Some spots as cool as 36. Our cooler morning, or coolest potentially, will come on Friday morning. 62 as we get to Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You see the progression, the steady warm-up of temperatures. We're not going to make it into 60s, though, tomorrow. It'll be another 50s kind of day, but we'll be in the upper 50s. And with more sunshine and a lighter wind overall, I just think it will feel better. And obviously the sun perks the spirit a little bit. Temperatures tomorrow, mid-50s to the north, to the south. The wind not as strong, northwest at 10 instead of gusting to 30 miles per hour or stronger. Average temperature is 66, will be at 57. Friday temperatures do climb above 60 degrees. The wind will be light. It will be a good night for Friday night football as temperatures move from the low 60s to a kickoff temperature. Looks like in central Indiana, generally in the 50s. And 59 at kickoff, 53 as the scores start rolling in today for Friday football frenzy. As we look at the weekend, temperatures Saturday and Sunday in the 70s. The chance for a shower or thunderstorm Saturday night, and then I think the better chance will come early next week for the reasons I told you at the beginning of our talk here, as a strong cold front will sit just to our west. 7-day planner, temperatures are coolest tomorrow. Sustained warming trend from tomorrow, or excuse me, Friday through Monday, and then Monday's thunderstorms open the door to cooler temperatures once again for the middle of next week.
Loving this, too.
Yeah, it looks like you're ready for Christmas.
Yeah, thank you. I thought Loving This was a title song for Taylor Swift or something.
Right.
No, Mark was telling me that he really wanted Nickelback to come.
Oh, that's a slam in some circles.
Wow, this newscast just went south big
really
time
did,
there,
Dave.
the
It really
Nickelback
did.
reference. All right, hey, Indy 11 tonight hosting Swope Park. Tied at 1 in the second. Dane Kelly gets free on the give and go. Contact there with the goalie, but the ball still finds the back of the net. Kelly's feet actually just got tangled up. He was okay. Their home unbeaten streak now at 25 as the good guys win the regular season finale 2-1. Playoffs begin next Saturday. Well, good evening to you. It feels like forever since the last Colts game, but that changes big time this Sunday afternoon. First place on the line in the AFC South. The Colts working indoors today. And do you blame them with how cold it was this afternoon? But the team getting back full board. Darius Litter returning from that concussion. Clayton Gathers the same. Jacoby Brissett on the stakes Sunday.
It's a division game, and those are always the toughest. And, you know, they know us so well. So it's hard to say, like, all right, we're going to go just out-scheme them. It's more so, you know, we just got to play our football, play really good football for 60 minutes and, you know, go from there.
All right, laid out. Here you go. Houston technically the half-game lead, but if the Colts win, they'll pick up a game. Horseshoes listed as 1-point favorites. Well, I hope you join us during the news at 6. Our Sports Extra Spotlight on Franklin Community High School football. One of the great stories of the season. The Grizzly Cubs are 7-1, most wins in 25 years. Defeated Whiteland for the first time in 16 years this year, and a win at Decatur Central Friday gives them their first mid-state conference title in 30 years. Chris Cole doing a great job down there. Spotlight right now up on my Facebook page. Finally tonight, first and foremost, from French Lick. Final round of the Senior LPGA Championship, and what a difference a day can make. Winds whipping around, downright cold. The one to watch was Helen Alfredson. Came into the day trailing Julie Inkster, but the Swede taking control. Par 3 8th putt about 25 feet out. Drains for the birdie. Inkster, meanwhile, shooting a 4 over 76 today. Finished 1 over for the tournament. Alfredson on 18, putting out, and she is the champion. Got the trophy and everything. She also won the Senior U.S. Open last May, so it's a Senior Slam by Helen Alfredson. Very cool.
And a great photo finish to boot.
You always get the photo finish at the end. And the big check, too.
And the big check always helps. Yeah.
Right.
Well, coming up, veterans of the manufacturing industry share advice for young people looking for opportunities. We'll be right back.
I'm so grateful.
Tonight in Hiring Hoosiers, a new report shows that labor shortages are hitting home.
According to a new survey by IUPUI of the manufacturing industry, a record number of companies expect their businesses to grow. To keep up with the demand, they're investing in new technology like automation. But that means they will need more skilled workers to help keep Indiana's manufacturing industry up and running. Right now, companies in central Indiana are looking to fill manufacturing positions that are opening up as we enter the holiday season.
I talked with an ambassador from staffing firm Kelly Services about the trickle down from your holiday shopping list to local companies. Since more people are shopping online, there's a higher demand for the industries that support e-commerce.
The National Retail Federation is predicting about a 3.8 to 4.2% increase in consumer spend, which means, Indiana being the crossroads of America means that we're home to a lot of distribution centers, a lot of third-party logistics companies. So it means that there are thousands of opportunities on a seasonal basis for Indianapolis job seekers.
Regardless of the season, Indiana is facing a big shortage in manufacturing employees. Between 40 and 45% of the current workforce will be retiring in the next 10 years. Earlier this month, during National Manufacturing Day, Indy's major tool and machine invited 1,000 students from across the state to get a new generation interested in manufacturing.
A day like this at Major Tool is absolutely critical for Indiana's future. So if young people or anyone wants an opportunity in manufacturing, it's here.
And we're trying to do our best to show students in school today what manufacturing is all about. Because I don't think manufacturing is really what they believe it is.
Mike, who you just heard from there, is the president of Major Tool. He's been there for 25 years and worked his way through the shop in various roles. His best advice to students today, get involved early. Attend these types of events to see what is out there for your future and educate yourself on all your career options.
And you can learn more about the future of the manufacturing industry and see our list of current job openings and career opportunities at hiringhoosiers.com. We'll be right back.
2019 Murano.
Tomorrow is your last chance to get a free Pacers flag ahead of next week's season opener. The team is giving away different size flags from 11 to 1 in the entry pavilion of Bankers Life Fieldhouse. The giveaway started today. The team hopes to see blue and gold across the city in celebration of the upcoming season.
Put a flag out, put it in your window, put it in your yard. Show your pride as we gear up for next Wednesday.
That's opening night against the Pistons. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Ahead of the game, there will be a party outside Bankers Life.
I'm sorry.
And a concert on Georgia Street. Now you may cheer.
You had me a party. Sorry.
If Dave gets a little emotional right now, there's a reason for it. That's his dog, Marley.
Yeah! Oh, look at Marley.
The first family dog. Yeah, and so I'm figuratively taking the dog for a walk in the morning. It will be dry and in the 40s. Do you really take the dog for a walk in the morning?
Actually, I kind of do.
Good. Marley's the first one out of all of us all our fur babies to be on there.
Is that right?
You lucky dog, Marley.
Oh, lucky dog. I guess you did that. Good night.